And as massive anti-ICE protests continue across the country, senators voted to fund the government despite Democrats' tantrum over ICE funding. DHS is already funded through 2029, so why all the drama? I spoke earlier with North Carolina Senator Ted Budd about Democrats and their messaging around ICE and how his state has become the new hotspot for Americans on the move. Joining us now, North Carolina Senator Ted Budd. Senator, thank you much for being here tonight. We really appreciate you taking the time, especially with ongoing activities in Washington. It's been a busy couple of weeks. I want to start with DOJ and their latest decision to investigate the Alex Preddy shooting by federal agents as a civil rights case. You called for a bipartisan investigation into that. There has been a new video that showed a separate incident about a week and a half ahead of Preddy's fatal end, showing that he attacked ICE officials, he kicked the tailgate out of a car. What is your response to just where we are in this investigation now?
Yeah, well, first of all, this is a tragedy. You never want anything like this to happen. It doesn't where you are, no matter where you are politically. But I'm glad Tom Homan's there. I think he's going to support law enforcement. But remember, had they actually arrested him a week and a half earlier, it may not have led to that escalation. So, and I agree with the president, we need to do a full investigation on this. Get all the facts on the ground. Don't rush to judgment. And everyone involved, especially including the law enforcement officers, need to have a very fair shake in this.
When it comes to how the Democrats have reacted, we've seen them playing games on Capitol Hill, essentially threatening to shut down the government if there weren't changes made to DHS funding. It's my understanding that the Big Beautiful Bill funds ICE through 2029, yet Chuck Schumer was trying to pull some strings and have this debate about shutting the government down unless ICE funding was pulled. Why are Democrats doing this now when they know the funding is already there?
Look, it's typical Schumer messaging. It really doesn't get at the matter. If they were to shut it down, it closes down TSA, Coast Guard, FEMA. It hurts places like Western North Carolina for us, which is still in dire need of funding. We work on this every single week. We haven't let up. 15 months later after Hurricane Helene. It hurts places like Peter Welch in Vermont, which has FEMA issues. Not a Republican stronghold, of course, but it's bipartisan who it hurts, and it doesn't really get after the issue when it comes to border enforcement and enforcement with ICE.
One of the demands that we heard that was being made by Democrats is that it would be a requirement for judicial warrants for ICE to be able to arrest any kind of illegal alien in the country, criminal alien, which would require that a federal crime has already been committed, and ICE would not be able to go after crimes committed at the state level, including things like DUI and murder. Where are the negotiations with that, and what were Democrats actually demanding when it came to that change with the way that ICE agents can go after criminals in these communities?
Well, I think it's going to take a little while to get that actually negotiated out. And the concept of warrants, it seems like the right concept, but let's remember what they're really after, and it's about stopping border enforcement at all. The 10 to 15 million people that have been let in here illegally, many of those who have brought harm to our country and to individuals and loss of life, they actually want to stop the enforcement of that, all of it, and they want to use warrants. There's some types of warrants that will work, and we have to be very specific in the language about what types, and make sure it's not just a play to shut down all enforcement and to impede law enforcement.
Yeah, it seems like an easy way to allow lots of criminals to go free and not to even be on the radar of ICE, not to mention lack of cooperation locally.
Yeah, you got to get after what they're really trying to do. What's the question behind the question? And that is to impede law enforcement.
I'm so glad that you brought up the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. Of course, lots of communities in North Carolina completely abandoned by the federal government in the aftermath of that hurricane. What is the status now of those communities? Are they getting the help that they need, especially now that it's winter and horrific stories that we're still hearing about the aftermath of what happened? Can you give us an update on what you're hearing from your constituents?
Yeah, well, thank you for asking. And again, this is the 25 most western counties, and it's been 15 months. We are starting to see a lot of money break free. They're like the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program, which actually buys folks out of their properties and allows them to move on if they want to move to a different place. But these are places where water's likely to rise again. They don't want to rebuild. They want to move somewhere else. So we're finally getting progress on something like that. It's too slow. We just can't let up.
Speaking of your state, the new census data is in, and we know that people do vote and move with their feet. North Carolina is the #1 state that people are moving to. Why do you think that is? Number 2, Texas, 3, South Carolina, Tennessee, Arizona, Georgia. Mostly red states in the top 4. Are you worried that people are moving from blue states into red states and then voting the same way that they did before they moved in?
Not at all. If you look at the voter data, Republicans are as strong as ever. Democrats are low, their numbers are lowering. I think people just love North Carolina. They love the mountains. They love the Piedmont. They love the coast. It's got everything. It's the most military-friendly state out there. You've got a lot of veterans. You've got great universities. You've got so many types of jobs, entertainment, places to raise a family, low taxes and getting lower. You've got a great state legislature, strong rule of law. You've just got so many things going for North Carolina.
Yeah.
People love business. We love education. We love families. We love our military. We've got a lot of things going.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.